Hey there, Internet. Shit. I'll have to start over. I already fucked up.
Blooper reel. Here we go.
Hey there, Internet Best Buddies, and welcome back to the podcast. My name, as always, is Raymond, and with me, I have my boy wonder sidekick, Eric.
Son of a shepherd.
It's true.
Shope.
And this will be the second inaugural episode of the Cinema SmackDown. You like that title? Came up with that on the fly.
On the fly at the Mega Dome.
I was gonna go Marty McFly, but yeah. All right, so we're gonna give a quick shout out to Miss Pooley. Oh wait, no, I forgot to take my shot. Intro shot. But anyway, shout out to Miss Pooley.
And all our other listeners out there.
Yeah, thanks for coming back to the podcast. That Blue Wave's terrible.
My shock top.
It's burning my insides. It's never gonna go down. Also, shout out to Mr. Eugene.
Oh, Lair Bear.
Yeah, Mr. Lair Bear. And yeah, they were a little. At least Pooley was a little sassy that we didn't talk about our dining hall adventures. But we'll save that for another podcast time. Because there's actually a lot going on in this episode that I didn't even tell you about, Eric.
Okay. Let's get going then.
Alright, so let's begin, as always, with what have we seen this week?
This week. I watched Midnight in Paris.
Ooh, cool.
With Owen Wilson, and I believe it's Rachel McAdams. Could be Amy. You don't know.
Midnight in Paris, isn't that's a sequel, right? Isn't that like the three movies?
No, it stars Owen Wilson plays a Hollywood writer who's trying to get his way into novel writing.
Okay.
And so he goes to Paris with his fiance, and then one drunken night he gets into this like super old car that takes him back in time, where he meets Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald and Pablo Picasso and like pretty much every famous person in the 20s. And the people playing these famous people, I expected Owen Wilson, who is a guilty pleasure of mine, but we had Tom Hiddleston,
just like Matt
playing,
Damon.
Well, Matt Damon is not a guilty pleasure. That is just a pleasure.
Go on.
Tom Hiddleston played F. Scott Fitzgerald, which was fantastic.
That's really? I didn't. Okay.
Okay. I can't recall his name right now, but the bad guy in Ant-Man.
Oh, he's in there too.
He was Ernest Hemingway.
I mean, I know his costume's Yellow Jacket, but
yeah, Kathy Bates was in there. Like it was a star-studded cast.
It's pretty cool. Did you see anything else?
Not worth mentioning.
No Logan?
No. I believe that was you, good sir.
I'll spoil it for you.
Don't do that.
But no, so yeah, as far as me, I can't remember. I guess since the last podcast I saw. Did I see Before I Fall? Did we talk about that last time?
No, we did not.
Okay, so I saw this movie called Before I Fall early. That actually came out. I think I saw it on Saturday. No, so then maybe we did talk about it.
I don't remember.
Alright, well, I saw that on last Saturday. Also saw King Kong like a week early. I saw that a couple days ago. That was really good. Reviews up on my channel, and it's surprisingly doing really well. It's almost at 100 views.
Nice.
Yep. And then I saw Logan. Logan was really good. Some things I was kind of confused about and didn't stick with me right, but that's all spoiler, and I don't want to spoil it for Eric.
Oh, well, thank you, good sir. Following the 2-week rule.
Although I will say there's things in the movie that do happen that unfortunately are kind of not as impactful because of them already happening in other X-Men movies. But that's where I'll leave that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, that's what we've seen. And then I can't think if I've seen anything else. I think that's all the new movies I've seen. I mean, if you could count Before I Fall as a movie, that thing was a piece of garbage. But anyway, let's move on to our first news story, and I don't know if this was on the list I gave you, Eric. we're going to talk about the Logan box office results.
That was not on my list, but I can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, this will just be a quick one. As of today, I believe, and I don't know, today is still Sunday. I don't know if today's numbers got factored in yet. I doubt they would have. But as of, I guess, Saturday night, the movie has made $85 million domestically and $238 million worldwide.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's a pretty big amount. I think it's, how high do you think it will go as far as its box office? Remember that it is an R-rated superhero movie. Deadpool, I think, grossed about 700 million.
Domestically or
no, just
all
total.
around?
Oh, if
Total.
Deadpool did domestically 700 million, that would be insane.
That would be insane. I can't see it total and all. I don't see it getting much higher than 500.
That was actually about the amount I had. I did say 600 at first, but then I saw Deadpool made about 700 million, and I was like, well, it's not really a comedy. That's probably why Deadpool had so many repeat viewings.
Yeah, I just don't see Logan having a lot of repeats, you know.
Yeah, and then like I said, there's some things in it that a lot of people aren't gonna like the villain of the movie, the blonde guy with the robot arm. He
Okay.
gets a Far Cry 3'd pretty hard.
Okay.
I mean, you'll probably get that where
I was gonna say I've played Far Cry 3 far
there
more
is a
times.
higher boss than him,
Yeah.
and his explanation is a little weak. But overall, really good movie. I think I gave it a 9.
All right.
Yep. So rolling through these stories. So
Yeah, Larry. Shout out to you.
Lawrence, Eugene, Z-Man. We're gonna get to Avengers in 2 stories this time instead of well, it was half an hour in. He said that we started talking about
I
Avengers.
forget. I don't know.
Because I feel like we talked about a lot of. The first episode was very DC oriented because clearly DC is a better film property than Marvel. Let's be honest with ourselves. Again, my word is law. But no, yeah, we'll get into that real quick. Actually, we're gonna talk about some Marvel movies next. So the next part I wanted to talk about was just like funny movie experiences that we've had before.
Oof.
So
Funny movie experiences.
I mean, I only have one, and then I have my cousin's story. But for me, actually no, I guess I have 2. The first one would be when I was really young. Me and my cousins went and saw X-Men: Last Stand. When we were vacationing in Vermont. I think it was a few weeks out that it released, and we saw it at like a normal time. There was nobody in the theater, so what we would do is we would just sit down, like all spread out, and we would maybe sit down for like 10 minutes or so, and then we would just run around the theater and then like musical chairs it and pick another seat, and we just did that over and over because the movie I guess could not keep our attention.
I mean, it was Last Stand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not a good X-Men movie.
And I mean, X-Men Apocalypse even says it, where the third one is the worst one. And unfortunately, that was even true with Apocalypse. It was not the best of that trilogy.
I have
Unfortunately,
yet to see that one, but
it's
let's see.
it's still good, and it has some things where, like at the end, you see all the like kind of the classic X-Men team all suited up, and like Cyclops has like the cross belt on his chest, and I started like getting all like a giddy, like a schoolgirl, because I was like, oh, I used to have that action figure. It looks so cool. But yeah, so do you have a funny movie story?
Uh, I guess it's enough time has passed where I can make this joke. But you remember the whole Colorado movie
Oh,
theater
jeez, this is gonna
shooting?
be your funny experience. Yeah, I
So
know what it is. I remember it.
that was what, Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises?
That was Rises, because
Rises.
that was the one I didn't really want to see, because I was so tired of people talking about Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy and The Dark
Okay.
Knight.
So that movie comes out and that incident happens, all right? So big news, countrywide,
Clearly,
all right? So me and my family, being huge, me, my brother, and my dad being huge superhero fans.
I think you've told me this
Uh,
before, actually.
went to go see it. And like my dad's just like, oh, it's a theater. It's gonna get cold, so he grabs a sweatshirt. All right. And like as we're walking into the theater, he puts on the sweatshirt, and we look at him, and literally right across the front of the chest, it says Colorado, like big bold letters.
Oh, jeez. For those of you that don't know, we live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, all right. We live in Pennsylvania. So he got it when he went through Colorado to go hiking with my brother during Scouts. But like, my dad, not a very news-oriented person, probably didn't even know that this had occurred. My brother and I look at him and go, Dad, are you being serious right now? He goes, what? He goes, you're wearing a Colorado sweatshirt. And he goes, yeah?
Yeah, one of the 50 states. Yeah.
Yeah. What about it? And we're just like, Dad, there was a shooting in Colorado when people went to see this movie. Like, you can't,
You
like,
can't wear this.
and he's just like, and just kind of has like his jacket, and he just like puts it on and zips it up.
Uh, your dad should have been like, nope, I'm owning this.
I'm owning this. I did it. No, my father did not do the Colorado shooting.
Well, no, it was the guy that looked like the Joker, right? Or he was
What, Jared
influenced
Leto?
by... No, the kid kind of looked like what the Joker could be. Like, he had flaming... In a way. He had flaming red hair, like, kind of, like, freaky, like, pointed out. And, like, he was super into the Joker or whatever. But anyway, let's not give this guy more attention. Um, Another story that I just thought of was when I went and saw Avatar for the first time.
I'm sorry.
It was fun. Me and my...
Pocahontas from
The...
Gully?
Oh my... Well, the 3D was still amazing. Like, that was an incredible 3D experience. But it's kept 3D around a little longer, so I'm a little mad at it. But yeah, so went to see it with a bunch of friends. I think we went to... I want to say it was Cece's beforehand. Or maybe it was Apple... No, it was Cece's because we ate a lot of food. Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, Cece's is like a... You pay like $7.50 and it's a... Not the best pizza, pasta, breadsticks, whatever, but it does the job for $7.50.
And it's a buffet, so
Oh, it's a buffet. I still go there every time I go home because I don't get to go to Cece's much. But so we go and we're all sitting in the rows. There was like maybe 15 of us that went and saw the movie.
okay.
And either right behind me or 2 rows behind, one of our friends, Ashley, she decided to, I think she was sick already, but she just threw up, like in the movie theater during the movie. And
Oh.
no, she was definitely 2 rows back because she threw up and it like was so much that it kind of went under the seat and into the row ahead of her. And I heard my one from behind me go like, "Oh, gross!" And then another guy was like, "Oh, Ashley, I'll help you out." So then my one friend took care of her. The rest of us just decided to move up 2 rows, and then we just watched the rest of the movie.
Oh
It was
man.
so gross,
Oh
and it
god.
smelled so bad, like even worse than most movie theaters already do.
Oh.
That was funny.
Oh god.
And
That
then
sounds rough.
my last story is not actually my story. My cousin Steven is a practical jokester, and he went to a movie. I don't remember which movie it was, but he goes in, and the movie theater, the way it's set up, I think it's like an old opera house. So it's got like all the seats on the bottom, and then there's the stage up front with the movie screen, and then there's like a balcony seating type of situation. So he sees there's literally nobody in the theater except these two people, like a couple, guy and girl on a date, and they're sitting by themselves on the balcony. So what he does is
Okay.
he just goes up and sits right next to them for like maybe 5 minutes, where there's like hundreds of other seats available, and he's just sitting there for a little bit, and then he eventually turns to them real slowly, looks at him, he's like, "No, I'm just messing with you," and then goes and sits down on the bottom.
Dude, I could not imagine just having some kid come sit next to me and like the girl I'm dating and just being like, dude, like seriously? Like
That's a creep. That would be so creepy.
funny though.
Yeah, you got any other funny movie experiences?
Uh no, my one friend dressed up as Batman to go see all the Batman movies, so
Oh, I can't do
but
that no
that's not
more.
yeah. It's not as funny.
Oh,
No.
another funny way that I handled a situation at a movie theater was when I was still living in Shippensburg with you, Eric,
True.
me and Taylor. I think it was during like summer breaks. You went home. Me, Taylor, Amanda. I think Taylor's brother and his friend. We all went to go see to the drive-in to see Guardians of the Galaxy and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That was the second
Okay.
one, right?
Yes.
So so we go to see that, and we rented like a radio so we could hear the speakers better. I guess you need to rent a radio or something like that. So I had it set, put up right behind me. I had it like as perfect as it could be with like a dial radio, and then it's like maybe midway through Guardians, and Taylor just goes, "Oh, it's a little fuzzy. Let me fix it." Just completely screws it up. I can't even fix it, and I just sat there, crossed my arms, and I'm like, well, and I just literally just pushed the radio off the car, and I was like, now nobody gets to listen because Taylor screwed it up.
Wow.
I was
Way to
angry.
go, Taylor.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this,
Way to go,
we're
Tay-Tay.
disappointed in you.
Or Kel, whichever you want, Eric.
We're not getting into that. Next topic.
Next topic is, I think this one was on the list. So do you want to intro this one?
With the Avengers?
Yes. See, Larry?
Yes.
Not 30 minutes, I don't think.
I don't know.
Right. Almost 22 minutes.
All right. Avengers Infinity Wars is reported. This is rumor mill.
And this is for both films.
Yes, $1 billion.
Yeah, so 500 million for each film.
I feel like I should throw up the pinky for,
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Was that what he wanted, or was it 100 billion? Because they were all laughing at him.
No, it was million. He wanted $1 billion.
Oh, and they were like, "Yeah, here you go."
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, so this was overheard at like a luncheon, I guess after a press junket or something like that, and it's just rumored, and they don't know if it's this guy being like, "Oh yeah, it costs." Like when someone's like, "Oh, it cost me like $1 bajillion to get this thing done," or something like that. It could be exaggerated. I took more notes, like I did a little more research.
Okay.
Because I want to sound informed. So it's not clear if this is both. If this $1 billion is true, so 500 million for the third and fourth or Avengers movie. It's not clear if this is just a production budget or if it's production and marketing, which are production and marketing usually equate about to the same thing. They never really tell you how much they do for marketing. So to put that in perspective, both Avengers movies need to clear, I think it's about 1.3 billion in order to break even.
Wow.
Which is insane. Now, granted, the marketing budget, they could do more or less than 500 million, but it's usually equated to about the same as the production cost. So, let's put that into perspective. I have notes here, but I'm struggling to read because I'm special needs.
Or drunk. We don't know.
If this is for if it's 1 billion production and marketing for both of the films, that would mean the film would have a production budget of about 250 million. That's about normal for the Avengers movies. I'm including Civil War into this because it's basically an Avengers movie.
Basically, yeah.
So yeah, they pretty much cost 250 each for the bigger ensemble casts. Like I said, if it's just the production, the movie needs to clear 1.3 billion. For reference, Avengers 1 made 1.5 billion, Age of Ultron made 1.4, Iron Man 3 made 1.2, and Civil War made 1.15, I think it was. So
it's in the realm of possibility.
It's possible, but at the same time, we're seeing diminishing returns on the bigger ensemble Avengers movies. And that could be because of superhero fatigue, people just coming into the Avengers properties, they don't feel like going to see the newest movie because they haven't seen the other ones, which is understandable because it is pretty much just a big TV show.
Okay.
And I mean, if it was the highest production budgets for any MCU film was 250 million for both Age of Ultron and Civil War. Now, the reason I could see it costing $500 million each film is because of all the actors, what they're charging essentially the studio to keep them in the movie or to have them in the movie. Robert Downey Jr. is apparently going to get $200 million for both of these films.
Holy cow!
For Infinity Wars and whatever Part 2 is being called now. That's obscenely ridiculous. Like, Disney screwed themselves on this. If they would have locked him in for a longer contract, this wouldn't even be an issue.
True.
Which Robert Downey Jr., he wasn't even going to be in Civil War. I think the reports were they were originally going to have some sort of mind control story going on where they were kind of like zombies. That would have been so weird.
That would have been awful.
So yeah, what do you think about Infinity War's reported budget?
I mean, I was thinking like the estimated number of like cast members is like what, about way above 50, isn't it?
I think they're still announcing people, aren't they?
Yeah, like they're still throwing people into this thing.
Well, they've got all the Avengers.
Just to have all these huge names in this film, to just that budget alone is tremendous.
I think Tom Holland's going to be the cheapest one that they have. Just because he was barely in Civil War. But then again, he'll have his own Spider-Man movie too. But I think he's going to be the cheapest one that they're going to get. Because, yeah. I mean, who else have they... Well, maybe because the Guardians are in it too. Maybe Dave Bautista might be the cheapest. Because he's not carrying his own film.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, he's not the best actor.
Bradley
like he just
Cooper and Vin Diesel like really pulling in a lot of money for Guardians.
Bradley Cooper probably. Vin Diesel. For Guardians 1, he might have pulled in a decent amount. Guardians 2, I don't know, just because they're changing his voice up anyway. Like he's still doing the voice, but they're making it higher pitch because it's Baby Groot. Yeah. So who knows if he'll be adult Groot again. Also, apparently Baby Groot's not going to have any memories of the first movie.
I mean, he was completely demolished and then was like essentially reborn through planting. Sticking. Yeah, that's a very sketchy thing going on there. It was just like, oh, he took a stick and put it in a pot and then watered it and it turned into Groot again. And it's just like, is that how their people work? Is that...
Which they'll bring back their heroes after death, but they can't bring back a villain. Where's Red Skull? He'd be a great villain. They killed off Mr. Smith.
They killed off Elrond. I mean...
So, let's move on to the next story, probably another property that Eugene loves. The Bumblebee spin-off movie for the Transformers has its director confirmed as Travis Knight, director of Kubo and the Two Strings. That was actually his first directorial movie, isn't it?
I think he also had his hand in Paranorman and the Box Trolls. Sense.
Well, yeah, they're all
kind of animated.
Well, they're all made by I think the production company is called Laika.
Something like that.
Yeah. And
something like that.
Yeah. And Michael Bay and Spielberg will be producing just like all the other Transformers movies. Why are they making a Bumblebee movie? And what is it going to be about? It's got to be a prequel, right?
A prequel to what? Does that mean they're getting... No, I mean, I don't think they should really get Shia LaBeouf back into that.
I will argue the third movie is the best of the trilogy.
I disagree with that, but I do think Shia LaBeouf is better than Mark Wahlberg.
I didn't think Mark Wahlberg was terrible in the fourth one. I thought there were way worse problems, such as his daughter being in a relationship with an older guy, but it's okay because of laws that don't really exist. The Romeo and Juliet laws or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure those don't really exist.
They differ from state to state.
Why do you know this?
I'm pretty sure.
Eric? Eric, why do you know?
In the state of Pennsylvania, within 4 years is what is the allotted amount of time.
You're disgusting. Did you...
I know this, okay?
Yeah. You're the guy that knows the age of consent in every state, don't you?
No, I don't.
That's the correct answer. I don't care if you really do or do not. You never admit that you know those.
I do not. Internet. I do not know that.
But I don't understand why they're doing this. I mean, I get the Transformers movies make insane amounts of money for how pretty much garbage they are. But are they going to give Bumblebee a voice, or is he going to be talking through a radio the whole time again, even though they fixed it at the end of the first movie? I don't.
I mean, if it's a prequel to like,
it's got to be on
the first movie. Does that mean we get? Because if you remember,
it's got to be Cybertron. It's got to be a war on Cybertron.
Well, maybe, but if you remember, Bumblebee before Shia LaBeouf got his hands on him was a classic 1969, 70 Camaro. So I know you're not huge on cars, but I would love to see.
Oh yeah, I guess he was.
Bumblebee.
They just made a reference to him being. Well, he's always been a beetle in the cars or in the cartoons.
In the cartoons, yeah.
And they made a reference to it in the first movie.
Yeah, because wasn't there like a beetle?
There was a beetle next to him, and Shia LaBeouf was like, maybe, or the dad was like, maybe we'll take the beetle, and then Bumblebee destroyed all the cars. But I don't.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like a movie where probably the last days of Cybertron, and he's like Optimus's lieutenant. That's the only way I could see this movie working if it's gonna be in the same universe.
Which, I mean, sounds interesting.
I mean, it's probably what they should have done from the beginning.
Cybertron is pretty cool.
Yeah, the game was fun.
I mean, I'm talking just like from everything like you learn through the cartoons and
movies
and stuff. Cybertron War was pretty intense.
Now, what they need to do is, if not in Transformers 5, which, my God, the Transformers movies, they get me with the trailers almost every time, and then the movie's garbage. But they need to bring in either in Transformers 5, or which I have to see that, because I have to see how the Knights of the Round Table and Nazis factor into present-day Transformers. But they need to bring in You've Got the Spark.
You got the spark. You got the power.
But yeah,
that's a good.
Needs to be in there. Next story. I don't think I put this on. Oh no, I sent you an updated list. Never mind. Either
the Tron reboot.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Tron reboot or if it's going to be another sequel. Which I think it needs to be another sequel. But they're reportedly looking at Jared Leto to be the lead.
See, that's a shame because I really liked the kid who played
Garrett Hedlund,
the lead. Yeah, I really liked him in Four Brothers.
You mean
and
Captain
then
Hook?
Tron.
He's Captain Hook.
He's Captain Hook,
in Pan, the one with Hugh Jackman. Speaking of Wolverine, where Hugh Jackman's Blackbeard and they start singing Nirvana in the movie, even though it's like in the whatever, like the 40s or something or earlier, 1800s. Peter Pan gets captured and then he gets put in jail by
Pan.
Don't bother with it.
I think I've seen Hook.
Well, who hasn't? Hook is a treasure.
I've never seen Pan.
Nope, don't worry about Pan. But there's really not much knowledge about it. I know they were planning on doing a third Tron movie like years ago, and I don't really know why they didn't do a third Tron movie because the second one did make them money, and then they had the cartoon which everyone really liked. And then the Daft Punk soundtrack was incredible.
Yeah, like the whole Tron movie, I really liked.
Oh, I love it.
A lot of people didn't like it because it's.
Now I'm talking Tron. What is it? Tron Legacy. Yeah. I've seen the first Tron, and I mean it's okay. If I'd have seen it when it first came out, then I'm sure I would absolutely love it. But it's definitely a dated movie.
Oh yeah, it's one of those movies that did not hold up.
It's still okay. They need to bring Jeff Bridges. They don't need to bring Jeff Bridges back. He died. Spoilers. Yeah. So yeah, that's really all they have now. They're just rumor is they're doing a Tron reboot and they're eyeing Jared Leto for the lead. I love Jared Leto and pretty much everything he does. I even think he's one of the few good things about Suicide Squad. Which I know a lot of people didn't like parts of his character, but those are parts that could easily be fixed. Like Suicide like Squad is his laugh he could change. They could have like acid spill on his forehead to get rid of that dumb tattoo. They could fix things, and then Suicide Squad will go the way of the Incredible Hulk, where it's technically part of the cinematic universe, but no one really gives a crap.
Yeah, no one gives it. No
Granted,
one pays attention to that.
I enjoyed the Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton one, but literally as soon as you recast him, if they didn't have Thunderbolt Ross come in Civil War, which they probably really didn't need to, that movie would have no place in the cinematic universe at all. Aside from Iron Man coming in like a post-credit scene.
I almost forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There's like almost no relation or nothing connecting them at this point, except Robert Downey Jr. and now Thunderbolt Ross. So yeah.
But yeah, Jared. I mean, I have no problem with Jared Leto being in Tron. I'm sure he'd do great. He does a lot of great stuff.
I still love Jared Leto. He's an Oscar-winning actor at this point.
Yeah.
He was great in Fight Club. Did I ever? Did we? I know I watched it.
Beautiful.
I know I watched it, and I forgot the title's escaping me.
Mr.
Did you
Nobody?
watch? Yes,
that was
yes.
A terrific movie.
Yes. I was like, did we watch that together, or did you watch it separate from me after I recommended it?
I think I watched it separate.
That movie
I've watched it a few times now, and that movie it's hard to follow at first.
Oh, well, that's the point.
You're just like, okay.
No, Amanda,
whoa,
I'm not answering your call.
What's going on? But after you get the hang of like where the story's going and which timeline,
yeah,
then you kind of you can get.
I don't want to spoil. Basically, the premise is that Jared Leto in the future, like, humans have evolved to a point with science and everything where we don't age anymore. Like, I think for some reason we have pet pigs that I guess we grow our new organs in, and that's how we replace them. And Jared Leto's the last person, and he's super old at this point, last person that is a normal human, and he's literally about to die, so they have someone come in and interview him, and he's retelling his life story, but he's giving all these conflicting versions of the story. And the whole premise is which parts are real and which parts aren't. And I think that's as far as I want to go with it, because even though it's an older movie, I don't want to spoil like the big reveal at the end, which is actually really good.
Yeah, the reveal at the end is actually it's kind of a mind twist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a twist.
And then Fight Club, he's great in. American Psycho, he's great in. I'm trying to think other movies that he's in. I mean, the one he won for, Dallas Buyers Club, I haven't seen it, but I've heard he's great in that too. He's been in other things, I just can't think of him. Anyway, let's move on from there. That's exciting. So this section will contain some spoilers for John Wick Chapter 3, which is, I think at this point, confirmed. Or inevitable. Eric, where do you think the plot will go? And if you want, try to be as vague as possible, or...
Am I allowed to reveal where he's at in his life right now? Or should I try to keep it pretty vague?
So yeah, we are gonna talk about spoilers for the movie. It's been out since my birthday, so it's almost a month out. So if you really wanted to see it, you would have seen it by now. That's the rule of the internet: 2 weeks.
Yes, you got 2 weeks to watch it, and then it can be ruined.
Yeah, and then I mean we can openly talk about spoilers, but then I mean if I'm talking to you and it's like, oh Eric, you want to know what happens at the end of Logan, and you're like, oh no, I haven't seen it. It's like, okay, I won't spoil it for you. I'm not gonna be an ass.
It's true.
So yeah,
although we have done that.
Where do you think? Yeah, we've done that. Where do you think John Wick Chapter 3 is going to go as far as the plot?
I think John Wick is on the run for his life now, and I think that basically it's... I mean, it can go a couple ways for me. It could be him escaping and just like them sending person after person after person to come kill him, and him just like wrecking them all until he finally gets far enough away where he can like hide for the remainder of his life.
See, that's the thing I was kind of confused. Is there still an open contract on him, or is he just no longer allowed to like do anything?
I think
because I know he's not allowed to have any continental assets anymore.
I think, but if you remember at the end of the film, it's now a huge hit out on him
Oh, yeah,
for
they doubled it. They doubled it, didn't they? Now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah.
Okay, so it's like 14 million or something.
Yeah, it's some
That scene where he
ridiculous
shoots the guy
amount.
was absolutely incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I was really shocked that he did it.
Oh, I was too, because it's just like it's the Continental. You can't do anything.
Yeah, you don't break
But
the rules.
yeah.
Um, so we'll just keep this section shortish, but where I actually think it's going to go is, yeah, he's going to be on the run, and he's going to meet up with other people that have been excommunicated, one of them being Trinity from the Matrix trilogy, and then we're going to have all three of them in a movie again, and then it's going to be him and Trinity's like organization of people that have been excommunicated, and they're going to basically take on the corrupt High Council of Assassins, like the seat of 12, I guess, or maybe now it's 11. Unless Common takes the place of the dude, the Italian dude. Oh, that'd be sweet, because Common's got to come back. He didn't really go out like a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, the only other way I can see it going is if it goes like Jason Bourne Supremacy, where he's out, he's already escaped,
Mm-hmm.
and something brings him back in.
You mean every Bourne movie?
Um,
But
no, just Supremacy, and then Jason Bourne, because Ultimatum was a continuation of him bringing down for killing
I think the
Marie.
only part of the Bourne trilogy is I saw the end of the first one, and because I caught it on TV, like I was just flipping through, and I literally the only part I saw was him and the girl at the beach house or whatever, and that was
Yeah,
it. That's like the literal end. But
yeah, that is the end.
the important thing that they need to bring from the Bourne trilogy over to John Wick is there needs to be some guy that's just staring at a screen like, oh my god, it's John Wick.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because isn't that in every Bourne movie? There's one
It's
guy that does
in
that.
it's it's in Ultimatum, I know. It's in Jason Bourne, and I'm
Oh,
pretty sure it's in Supremacy.
oh, it's barking. Foxy, shut your mouth. Fox.
But so yeah, I could see it going either way as far as like
Stop it. Stop.
your idea of where it's going to go and my idea of where it's going to go is he either's going to go lone wolf, which is my idea, or he's going to meet a group of people like him, which is your idea. So
Fox, shut your mouth.
apparently I have lost Ray. He has to take care of his beloved.
Foxy, stop or I'll end you. I'll end you. Go play with BB-8 or something. No. No growls. No growls. This is not your show. Stop. 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 I will end you. I'll take you out back right now like we should have done with the rabbit.
Ooh, that
No.
is a story
No.
for another day.
I can hear Jenny barking. You're not barking too. Let's keep this civil. Keep it civil. The pizza's probably here, and that's why you're freaking out. I get it. Calm down. No one's here to kill me. Stop. Stop. Ese acholo. Go. Go lay down. See? No one's here. Kathy brought the pizza in. Kathy brought the pizza in. It's cool. Chill out. Oh. Don't do it. Or you will get no toothbrushes tonight. Anyway. Ugh. Okay. I mean, while we have a pause, let me just go check if the food's actually here. BRB. Fox, shut your mouth. Food's here, I think. Fox, I'm gonna end you. Is this all for me?
I feel like I should be entertaining the world right now. I'd be doing a tap dance with a cane, like in the old shows. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Just imagine that world. Just a man tap dancing, you know. Gets a little cane going. Top hat. He tips it. You know, it's classy.
Fox, come here. Shut your mouth. I feel bad for the pizza guy. Apparently they sent us the wrong pizza.
Oh,
which I don't care because it's all plain instead of a plain pepperoni. But
and Kathy just had a fit.
Well, I mean, I get why. I think you pay a little extra for pepperoni, but it was my fault. I opened the box too soon. Okay, so for the next topic, Suicide Squad won an Oscar.
Yay! Because it deserved it, right?
Well,
I mean, what did it win an Oscar for?
Hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup. Okay.
It's an okay category. I mean, I know a lot of people don't count it. But it's good that those departments get recognized in movies in general, because it is a big thing.
It is a huge thing.
I mean, honestly, this just furthers my point that DC does movies better than Marvel, because Marvel's been nominated, but they've never won an Oscar.
Yeah, but I think Marvel gets nominated for
they get nominated for a lot of movies. Like I think Doctor Strange was like best visuals or something like that.
Which it had terrific visuals.
I don't think kaleidoscopes count.
I mean, I think they should.
But yeah, that's honestly all I wanted to really say about it. It's now an Oscar-winning film, which that's crazy that's the first. Like, I don't even think it's the first superhero movie, but like the first of the shared universe movies that wins an Oscar. But I mean, it also all depends on the years that they come out. What else comes out? I mean, their only real competition, as far as I could tell, was Star Trek. Because there was another movie, but I didn't see it. So
I was just wondering that, like, the only other movies to come out that had a lot of great makeup in it was definitely Star Trek. And I mean, it had great makeup and like those kind of stuff, but
yeah, I'm gonna go grab my pizza. I'll be right back.
I would give it to Suicide Squad. Just more tap dancing, guys. That's all you gotta think about. That's what I do. How long does it take to get pizza?
I'll leave it a little bit.
All right.
Foxy, come here. Dumb bitch. Alright, I'm back. I'm here.
All right.
Let's take a bite of this pizza.
So I was a little confused at the next topic as to what you meant by one and done.
Oh no, there's another topic now. I think I added it.
Okay, I did not get this.
So, pizza's really good. Something called Revisionist History is something I really like, where people like to remember things differently than they actually happen.
Okay.
So, in the past, when the movie came out, people absolutely loved The Phantom Menace. And
okay, well, yeah, because it was the first Star Wars in like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And when it came out, people hated the Empire, or hated Empire Strikes Back. Like, reviews were terrible for it. But, you know, as time goes on and more people watch the movie, everyone's like, oh, I loved Empire when it came out. Oh, I hated Phantom Menace when it came out. So people's minds switch. My question is, do you think we'll ever hit a time in the future where people look back and they're like, oh, the DC movies were better than the Marvel movies?
Oh, I think that really depends on how well
DC does going forward.
Yeah.
I think it depends on that. I think it
And
also
how
depends.
far Marvel is willing to drag out this
I can't tell if Phase 4 is going to be
ECU.
any good. Because once Phase 4 hits, that's going to be after the Avengers Part 2 or whatever they're going to call it. And then they're doing, like, I think they're doing Black Panther and Captain Marvel, and then, like, where do you go from there as far as, like, big overarching threat?
Yeah, and yeah, once Thanos is defeated or whatever happens there, and he better be defeated because if they go through that whole thing and he's just like, "I'll be back," I'm gonna be like, "Oh, oh God, I'm
Well,
done."
if they do that, then they're just breaking tradition, because they kill off every other one of their villains except for Loki and Zemo.
It's true.
Of course they're going to kill off Thanos, because that's what they do, unless they learn. Um, I mean, it also depends on the viewer. Um, but at the same time, I feel like there's just a general consensus now in movies where going going back to the original point, Phantom Menace is for the most part garbage. There's some redeeming features, and Empire Strikes Back is amazing.
It's true.
So, like, I remember, I think it was on like a YouTube video where it's like things we all forget or whatever, like as far as movies, and they showed clips of people coming out of Phantom Menace, like, oh, it's the best movie I've seen, best Star Wars yet. And then there's people coming out of Empire, and they're like, or they're going over like written reviews, and they're like, it's really kind of, essentially it's crap. Like it's too
Yeah,
much of a deviation.
a lot of people didn't like that. It wasn't the
It
hero
wasn't,
wins,
yeah,
you know?
and how it just kind of ended. Which
Yeah.
I have some problems with some movies doing that, but for Empire, I mean, it set it up well.
Which I don't know if that was the thing people were really used to back then, is the setup.
No, I don't think they were. I think it's definitely from a different time because if we had that movie now, well, I mean, we kind of do have
We
that movie with
do.
Force Awakens. That did end
Yeah.
with like a huge cliffhanger, but that
Yeah.
was it's a different kind of cliffhanger, I think, than an
Yeah,
Empire.
because
Empire at least
in
concluded its story.
the Empire concluded its story, but it was also concluding a story in the fact that the bad guys had won,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. Whereas The Force Awakens, it leaves you with, oh, Luke Skywalker, hope. Hope is back.
Yeah, could you imagine if Jaws won at the end? Crazy.
Yeah, that'd be a different movie. Like Jaws just eats everyone on the boat and then credits roll.
Yeah, that'd be
And,
great. And then they show him like lazily going towards the island or towards
ooh,
land.
yeah. Actually, I'd watch that movie.
Hold on, I'm gonna shut the door. Kathy's yelling. I almost fell.
So I think that happens with a lot of movies. I think it happens with like. I know we have a bad tendency of doing this too, and it's in a much shorter time frame than let's say Empire Strikes Back and Episode One. Whereas we go see a movie and we love it. Like trust me, I went and saw Force Awakens and I'm like, oh my gosh, that movie was amazing, and I
Yeah.
watched it like 3 times in theaters. But you give it 3-4 months and it's just like, did they really
Then you
have
see the
to go with
problems.
Super Death Star or like, come on? And was Kylo Ren really just like that obsessed with his granddad? Like,
I like Kylo Ren. He's a gorgeous man.
no.
Adam Driver's great.
I like Adam Driver, but he just doesn't look anything like his father and mother in the movie, or how he's supposed to look. He looks nothing like Harrison Ford.
Well, yeah, because Harrison Ford's at the bottom of a Death Star that got blown up. So
He might live. You don't know.
they could have called him like they did Luke's lightsaber.
See, Luke's like, what are you talking about? Empire Strikes
Episodes.
Back?
Well, no, Episode 7, where somehow they have Anakin's lightsaber, even though it went down the shaft in Bespin.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know that
You don't
the
know.
lightsaber followed the same path as Luke. They're completely different weights.
Well, it couldn't because the lightsaber went first, Eric. The lightsaber
Yeah,
can't follow.
yeah.
Luke could
So I'm
follow
just
the
saying.
lightsaber.
So the lightsaber could have just landed somewhere, and some dude picked it up, and then eventually down the line, someone
That's
realized its
definitely what
worth.
happened.
I mean,
That's the only explanation. Maz Kanata's going to tell us in the 8th movie, so.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep. So, on to what I have affectionately dubbed One and Done, where I think I might spin this off into like a separate like conversation video where we just like rapid fire these, but One and Done is basically going to be, and this is going to expand to like other things, but for this one, One and Done is going to be where we pick an actor and they only get to do one movie in their career, and none of the other movies exist.
Okay.
So, and then like down the road, maybe we'll do like a series of movies or of I don't know, game company stuff like that, depending on what type of content we're making. But so yeah, basically, say you choose Bill Murray, and you say, okay, Groundhog's Day is this. Groundhog's Day is the only movie that's his one and done. That means
one and done?
That means Ghostbusters never happened.
Okay, or Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, Osmosis Jones is great.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, so I picked 2 people, and you can pick 2 people. My first one is the recently passed Bill Paxton.
Okay.
What do you? And we'll discuss our choices, and we'll decide which one is the real deal. But which film do you think is Bill Paxton's one and done? And I swear, if you choose Twister, I'll kill you.
But all right, so I have to pick one movie that's his whole career is just that movie.
Yeah, so even though he has passed away, he does one movie, and then let's say he dies right after it.
Okay, and that's all he's remembered for.
Yep, it's the only thing he's ever done.
See, I wanna. Twister's a good movie for him, but if I'm not allowed to pick,
I mean,
that
you can
movie,
choose it. I'll fight you.
Titanic.
So that's a safe choice. I think
It's.
Now.
I mean,
it's tough
yeah.
because you'll choose it, and then we'll go back and look at it and be like, oh my god, he was in this movie, I think if you were our buddy Daniel, you would immediately, more than likely, choose Aliens.
He was in that?
Mm-hmm.
He was in Aliens? Okay.
Now, if you're me, I think his one and done should be Edge of Tomorrow.
A little late in his career.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, well, what's his face did Die Hard when he was like 50. That was his first movie.
What, you mean Timothy Amundsen?
No, not Timothy Amundsen. Die Hard. I don't even know what you're thinking. Hitman.
No, Timothy Amundsen was in Live Free Die Hard.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, that's the best one.
No, the first one's the best one. Because you have Carl
No.
Winslow in Nakatomi Plaza.
No,
and you have Severus Snape.
Yes, Snape. Woohoo. No.
But yeah,
Justin
that
Long
was
as the geek comic in Live Free Die Hard.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
And Timothy Amundsen being the super bad guy trying to take over the U.S. Yeah. No,
wasn't he sleeping with his daughter or something?
Who? Timothy? No.
Oh no! Justin Long eventually got the girl. Okay, never mind.
Justin Long gets the daughter. Yes. No, Bill Paxton, I'm going to go Titanic if I can't pick Twister, even though Twister was his clear best. Like, Twister should be what he's remembered for, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think I just don't like Twister because Amanda's family, like, absolutely loves it, and I just don't understand it. That's just how I'm wired, though.
It's a good... It's
okay.
Great. It's okay.
It has Carrie Yules in it. But
all right,
for me, it would be Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Again, it's literally any movie. Again, we're gonna not know movies that they're just in as side characters. Like he was a side character in Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not gonna know all of that, but I love Edge of Tomorrow.
So we're doing one and dones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. and I'm allowed to pick anybody.
You can pick anybody. I'm gonna do another one after you, and then you're gonna do a second one, and that'll be it for this edition.
Okay. If you had to pick a one and done for Tom Cruise, what would you pick?
I thought you were gonna go Keanu. That would be Sophie's choice right there. One and done for Tom Cruise.
Because he's in a lot.
He is in a lot.
We're just doing one movie, not series.
No, we're literally doing one movie. So like
one movie. So I'm gonna throw Mission Impossible out the window because that's a series.
You could pick one of the Mission Impossibles.
You know.
Which I think if you had to choose, this isn't gonna be mine. If you had to choose a Mission Impossible, I think the third one's the best of all of them.
Oh, the third one is the best one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But for me,
that third one. It's
not too hard. I mean, he's literally in like millions of movies or something like that. Literally,
he's in a lot.
Millions. I'm gonna go with Last Samurai.
Last Samurai. You see, I know your love for that movie, but
movie's damn near perfect.
See, I'm not gonna go with the expected Top Gun.
For years, that's what I have dreamed of a unified Japan.
See, a lot of people would go with Top Gun because that's his iconic role is Need for Speed.
Because they love gay porn.
Isn't that what half the movie is? A lot of people also would go with what was it? Business? Oh, what's his?
Risky Business.
Risky Business.
He's had Jerry Maguire, which was really good.
But me,
I think some people.
I'm going with to show his full range of emotional and humor. His emotion and humor. No. A Few Good Men would be my one and done.
Okay, that's a good choice.
You get to see him sad. You can't handle the angry. Truth. He has some jokes in there. Kevin Bacon's in it.
He was pretty sad. Well, he's in everything. He was pretty sad and angry in Jerry Maguire. And you had the little vampire in there too.
Yeah, no. I think he doesn't help the movie.
Technically, Tom Cruise is in Lego Batman. Batman watches the scene where Jerry Maguire's like, "You complete me," and then he just starts busting up laughing.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is in a lot, but I would give the one and done to Few Good Men.
Solid choice. My next one, Matt Damon.
Oh, Matt Damon's one and done. I already know, hands down.
I think I know what you're gonna choose.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that you're gonna choose. You're gonna choose Saving Private Ryan.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, then you're choosing Good Will Hunting.
Yes, I'm choosing Good Will Hunting.
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie. It has humor. It has the dramatic, emotional stuff. It has a good romance with Jane from Tarzan.
But then again, Departed's really good too.
I'm trying to stick to roles where they're leads, which is why I did not go with Saving Private Ryan, because it does not give Matt Damon justice of how good of an actor he is.
That's his type. That's his typecast. He's the character you got to bring home in every movie.
That's true. But no, I just don't think Saving Private Ryan gives Matt Damon justice.
It's a valid point. Gives Vin Diesel some pretty good justice, but not as good as Iron Giant.
We'll save Vin Diesel's one and done for later.
It's true. As far as Matt Damon goes, I'm really upset he's not Aquaman. Crap, Matt Damon.
Foxy's having a fit.
Yeah, she ain't happy about something. I don't know what it is. God.
Matt Damon and her Happy Feet, right?
Happy Feet's a great film. Oh, Matt Damon. No, not Interstellar. Even though he's at the end, spoilers. Crap. I don't know. I feel like I don't know too many Matt Damon. Shut her up. Damn it. Matt Damon. Crap. Let's go with Great Wall.
Really? You're gonna go Great Wall with this one and done? You just want Matt Damon to fail, don't you?
Hasn't he already? He did Great Wall. And he was Jimmy Kimmel's punching bag at the Oscars, which was that was probably one of the best parts of the Oscars. All the jokes they had towards each other.
I don't that whole
Matt Damon.
funny.
I'll pick Saving Private Ryan. I really like that movie.
I love that movie, and that's a good choice. I just don't think it does him justice as far as his acting ability.
But you forget now that you've chosen Good Will Hunting, Saving Private Ryan doesn't exist.
It's true.
That's the catch-22 of this whole situation.
Oh, I mean, Saving Private Ryan could exist, he just can't be Private Ryan, you know?
Well, no, the rule is all other movies they do don't exist.
Oh, God.
Them's the rules, Eric.
It just means Bourne doesn't exist, and that's like my favorite series of all time.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
All right, my last one and done. All right. One and done. Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler? Big Daddy.
Big Daddy?
I would have to go Big Daddy. That is probably one of his best movies. Luckily, he's not in Grandma's Boy, because I love Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy is fantastic. He's not in that, though. I think he helped with it, though.
It's his production company, but he was just like, I'm not going to do this one. Because he knew down the road we were going to make this game, and he's like, I don't want to make Ray choose between Big Daddy and Grandma's Boy.
All right, if I had to pick one Adam Sandler movie that was his like only hit, it'd have to be Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm. It was between the two for me because I can't stand Billy Madison.
I'm not a big fan of Billy Madison.
I don't know. Everyone loves it, and I get it, but it's one of those things where with Adam Sandler movies, you pretty, and I can't tell if his movies are getting genuinely like worse or if he's just staying at the same like comedic level with most of them, and we're just getting older. But his newer movies are garbage. Billy Madison, I never understood why people liked it.
I get why people like it. And
but Happy Gilmore is an incredible movie. And
Happy Gilmore is
it's spiritual sequel, or pretty much sequel, Little Nicky. That was my first PG-13 movie.
Oh boy.
I love Little Nicky. It was so good. But if I had to choose, it would be Big Daddy. Because
with Jon Stewart.
If you ever want to see like just how time passes incredibly, look at Jon Stewart in that movie and look at him now. Like he still looks fine now, but he is old. When did that movie come out? Like 92?
It came out in the 90s. Yeah. He grayed out and has a lot of wrinkles now. But and
it's got Sweet Life of Zack and Cody in there, the Sprouse twins, Leslie Mann, who's a gorgeous lady. Yeah, that movie's great. I love that. I love that movie. What would you chose Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah, just because Happy Gilmore it's quotable, its humor is on point.
Oh, your fingers hurt. Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
You just Ben Stiller.
That'd be terrible. Well, what would you do for a Ben Stiller one and done?
A Ben Stiller one and done?
I think I'd have to choose Zoolander, but a close second for me would be Mystery Men.
Is it bad that I kind of want to choose Tropic Thunder?
No, that movie's really fun.
I don't want a world without Tropic Thunder.
All right, now the tough one. Robert Downey Jr. Because in your logic, you have to choose Tropic Thunder because you don't want a world without it, and he's in the movie.
It's true. If I had to go with one Robert Downey Jr. movie, it'd be Sherlock Holmes. Oh, twist! You didn't see that. You thought I was going to go with Iron Man.
What would be the Marvel movie that you would want Robert Downey... Like, if you had to pick one Marvel movie, what's your one?
Oh, Guardians. Easy.
He's not in that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about if I could only have one Marvel movie
Well,
ever.
I mean, we're choosing Robert Downey Jr. He's been in a lot of
Oh,
Marvel movies, and the other ones just don't exist.
okay. If I could pick one, yeah, the first Iron Man was probably
Over
his best
Avengers?
work. Yep.
I would go with Avengers just because that's the first time something like that's been done.
I
And yeah, he
just
was.
really like.
Yeah,
I
but I mean,
really
the
like.
villain is garbage in Iron Man 1.
You leave Jeff Bridges out of this.
I mean, Jeff Bridges is fantastic, but I mean, that's the problem with Iron Man's villains. They're literally Iron Man, but slightly different.
I love Jeff Bridges in that. Plus,
Granted,
he has
Guy
the
Pearce was slightly
classic
different.
line: "Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps."
And with that, we'll go into. Are we planning on seeing anything this week?
I think I'm probably gonna go see Logan at some point this
I
week.
would hope so. I really want you to find out that Jean Grey kills Professor X again.
Again? Oh dear
Again.
God.
Um. Yeah, I don't think there's any movies coming out that I want to see. I mean,
Yeah,
Logan's
but is
out.
there
King
any
Kong comes
movie
out this
you just
week.
want to see?
I mean, I'm watching Star Wars tonight. I'm gonna watch Force Awakens. I just bought Foxy a BB-8 toy, so it was like $1. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, I don't really need to do anything for reviews this week because I'm doing all games this week.
Ooh, game week.
Hopefully,
I am excited for this.
yeah, we'll give it a shot. And then yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch Force Awakens, probably Iron Giant at some point because I have that Blu-ray now. I don't know. I got a lot of Blu-rays I still gotta watch because I just keep buying Blu-rays. And on that note, I think it's
I
time for the
believe
outros. What do we
we
at
have
here?
concluded.
114. I feel like we went through more topics this week and
And
still
in
came
less
out,
time.
yeah, and in significantly less time. Especially since this Skype recording that I have, we may be under an hour.
All right.
That's the I guess that's a sweet spot. I do
That
like
is a
some
sweet spot.
I do like some longer podcasts, but I don't I don't like them super
So
insane long.
suck it, Larry.
Suck it.
Suck it.
You suck it. You suck it.
You suck it. No, you suck it.
Psych is the best USA show ever.
Oh, yep.
Calling
Yes,
you out,
It is.
Boney
It is.
Baloob and Monk.
No, I was thinking Burn Notice, but Burn Notice just gets super repetitive after like
Burn
4
Notice went
seasons.
so downhill once they introduced. Well, once he like got to the guy that burned him, and he's like, "No, wait, there's more." They
Yeah,
did that every
that's the
season.
problem
They
with
do
that
that
show.
every season.
Every season was just like, I got you. And then it's like, actually, this guy's the guy behind it. And he's like, all right.
I was only
So he
doing what
goes
I was
after them.
told. I
Yeah.
will say though,
When
that
John C.
show was.
McKinley comes in, then you're just like, all right, I'm done.
He's in that show.
Yeah, Dr. Cox. Yeah, he's in it.
Jesus. I will say though, that show was great because it taught me that if you put like canned air upside down, like for a keyboard, it shoots out like a freezing like freon.
Yeah, it's Freon.
And I did try to extinguish a flame with that. Like I had a lighter and I sprayed it on it, and the whole can went up in flames.
Oh boy.
I was terrified. On that note of potential arson, Eric, where can we find you on the internets?
Still not really anywhere. You can find me on Xbox at Schwick. I was debating, and I want your input on this, on making a second account, possibly adding a Twitter to that, called John Schwick.
Why don't you just change your name, your main account?
I don't know, because I like Schwick.
Can you put commas in the names? Because you do Schwick, comma John Schwick.
I don't think you can put commas.
It's a shame. Don't you have a Twitter now? Didn't you make a new Twitter?
I did not make a new Twitter. I
I
just
followed
can't.
someone with your name.
I can't get into it.
Let me see. I'm
Just-
pretty
I
sure I
just don't.
followed somebody with your name
What?
on
With
Twitter.
the name Eric
Eric
or
Shope.
Fubar Shope?
No, Eric Shope.
Oh, well, it's not me.
It's not me. Nope, not followers. Following. Eric Shope, yep. I'm following at Eric Shope1.
Nope, not me.
Not you?
Not me.
That's terrifying. Alright, unfollow. That's fun. Because my Boney Baloob account, it was like, oh, here's the people in your phone that have Twitters, and it says Eric Shope 1, and I'm like, I guess Eric made his new Twitter. Guess not, though.
Nope, not me.
All right. So Eric at Schwick on the gaming systems, the Xbox One. For me, you can follow me on Twitter at SMACkerly, Xbox, PlayStation at SMACkerly, Steam if you're feeling saucy at SMACkerly. I think I already said Twitter, that's at SMACkerly as well. But YouTube is TheSmackerly. Definitely come by, subscribe, watch some videos. I have a Kong review up.
I highly suggest it for those listening.
It's entertaining.
Good times.
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do a Sunday drive today. I recorded some stuff, but I really just don't have the motivation to do it. But on that note, we will leave. Thanks again for listening, Miss Pooley and Eugene. Hope we covered enough Marvel for you. And we'll see you internet best buddies next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.